Hi, I'm Mike Zill, Senior BI and Data Engineer at QueBIT Consulting, and today I'll be presenting Cognos Analytics 11.1 Release 2. Cognos Analytics differs from its competitors because it's more than just a BI tool. It's a collaborative platform that contains BI tools. Within this collaboration, users are able to explore, understand, model, and visualize their data. And importantly, the platform makes it easy to share these findings securely and intuitively across an organization. With the introduction of the exploration tool, Analytics Insights, AI Assistant, and integration with Jupyter Notebook, augmented intelligence and advanced analytics have driven Cognos Analytics to become the forefront of the analytics cycle. Cognos Analytics socializes data engineers, data architects, analytics professionals, process experts, and consumers by keeping each party involved in the process of making actionable decisions with data. This is the analytics social cycle. What this means is that we take the standard analytics cycle and socialize it by identifying which players fit within the process and how they interact to produce actionable information for your company. First, we start off with what is our plan, which involves understanding the problem with process experts and coming up with a strategy to achieve short and long-term goals. Next, we ask, what happened? This is where data and BI architects create insights by building out data models and reporting in Cognos. After that, analysts will use the solutions to understand why did it happen, by which these consumers will analyze the solutions created in the previous step provided within the Cognos interface. And next, data scientists will collaborate with architects and analysts to absorb data insights to develop algorithms that predict what will happen next, and thus utilizing the integration with Jupyter Notebook or third-party solutions that connect back to the Cognos interface as data sources. And lastly, the heads of departments work with all parties involved within the cycle to develop a solution that will provide them with understandable, real-world actions that improve how their company operates. This is my Cognos Analytics interface. If I go to New, this is where I can create a distributable report, an interactive dashboard, an exploration to analyze my data, a story to present my findings, a data module to model my data, as well as upload flat files and create automated jobs. On the left panel, I have my personal folder as well as the team content folder, whereby users can access content depending on predefined groups and roles. If I go to Manage, this is where I can administer the Cognos environment. I can do such things as maintaining accounts, licenses, and content. This is also where I can create data server connections. Cognos provides a large number of predefined connections. If I go to my user icon at the top right, this is where I can access such things as my schedules and subscriptions, my preferences, where I can see my capabilities within the Cognos environment, as well as my inbox. Now let's demo some of the tools in Cognos. I'm going to upload a CSV file which contains sales data for an outdoors goods company. Once it's uploaded, I have the option to use it within the tools by either clicking on the ellipses here or going to New and Exploration. This is where we'll analyze our data. I go ahead and select my data source from my content. And now I can see that the tool has automatically generated a visualization to help me understand the correlations between variables within my data. By clicking on the different measures here, I can rearrange the visualization to understand these correlations. On the left panel here, this is where I can create my cards or slides, where I can create visualizations and understand my data a bit more. I can also see my data sources here and add additional data sources, as well as look at my pins, which are basically clipboard for visualizations in Cognos. Lastly, if I go to my AI assistant and I type "show me data," the AI assistant will show me data that I have permission to see. By clicking on the flat file I uploaded, the AI assistant now summarizes the measures that exist within the data. If I go ahead and drag in product line and revenue, a visualization is automatically generated as a column chart. On the right, I can see details about this visualization already. By clicking on the light bulb icon, I can turn on insights and get some more information about my data, including outliers and averages. To filter this visualization, I'm going to drag in order method. I want to select the order methods that rely on little to no human contact. By clicking OK, the visualization changes accordingly. If I go to my card deck and duplicate that slide, I can go to the local filters and invert my selections. Now I'm looking at revenue by product line for order methods that do rely on human contact. By viewing the visualizations and these insights, I can now see such things like camping equipment now dominates revenue instead of personal accessories. By going back to my cards and selecting both cards, I click the ellipses and choose to compare. A third card is created which contains the two previous visualizations. I can see statistical differences about the data which each visualization contains. By going to New and clicking a fourth card, I'm going to now choose a visualization and then drag in the data. This time I want to use one of the advanced analytics visualizations. Some of these include decision trees and driver analysis. I'm going to pull in driver analysis. I want to understand which variables are driving my revenue. By dragging in revenue, a visualization is automatically generated. I can now see which variables are strong predictors of revenue. This will be important later when creating dashboards and reports because now we're going to know which variables we should use in our visualizations. By hovering over parts of the visualization, I can now understand such things like the combination of retailer type, product type, and retailer country are strong predictors of revenue. If I replace revenue with order method, I can now view these same insights for that measure. I want to use this visualization later, but I don't want to have to recreate it as easy as it might have been. So I'm going to click on my pin icon. This adds it to my pin so that I can use the visualization in dashboards and other explorations later. By going home, I can now create a new dashboard. However, for this example, I've already created one. By going to Team Content, I can see the folders I have access to and open the dashboard. I've already created two tabs, one for analysis where I can play with some visualizations and the other for formal reporting. By going into editor mode, I can start to edit the dashboard. On my left panel here, I have access to my data sources where I can add additional data sources, my pins where I have my visualization from the previous exploration, my chat box, which is also from the previous exploration, as well as available visualizations and widgets where I can add pictures, videos, text, hyperlink, and shapes. The dashboarding tool is fully interactive. This means that if you interact with a certain visualization, depending on how it's configured, all other visualizations will filter accordingly. I'm adding in my visualization from the exploration. I want to include my drivers as part of my data analysis. I can can go ahead and resize this visualization to fit within the dashboard grid accordingly. This is a tab I've created previously. As you can see on top, I have KPIs like quantity, revenue, and gross margin. I also have visualizations to display revenue by country, quantity by product line, trending product lines, and my top 10 products. By hovering over the visualizations, I get details about the data. On my left hand, I can filter year, order method, and retailer type, and each visualization will adjust accordingly. By changing the retailer types, I can see how each of my KPIs and visualizations change. The map is also interactive and supports regions, points, and coordinates. Let's take a look at this on my iPad. The dashboard resizes accordingly and is fully interactive on my iPad. I can navigate through the map and filter all the visualizations like I was doing on my desktop. Back to the dashboard on my desktop, I want to know more about product lines. Specifically, I want to know why personal accessories for Q3 2018 have declined. By hovering over the point and right-clicking, I select on my drill-through icon. I'm led to a report I created previously. Now I can see details about personal accessories for Q3 2018. The reporting tool allows for a more robust and detailed display of information. It's also interactive. I'm going to go ahead and sort my revenue descending, and then change my product type to eyewear. By hovering over my tree map, I can see details about each product type. Each quadrant is sized by revenue and colored by quantity. Reports can be run in a variety of formats, including HTML, PDF, CSV, Excel, and XML. By going back to my home screen and going to the properties of the report, I can check that the permissions are appropriately assigned to the report, and then go to the schedule. By creating a new schedule, I can set this to run on certain intervals within certain dates. I can also choose which days or which hours I might want this to run. I can also choose which format I want it delivered. If I want to distribute this report to an email list, I can also do that. I can put in the certain emails and choose the format I want to send the report, including PDF. Now I can let the report run on the intervals I set and be saved or emailed accordingly. Further activities I could do within Cognos are creating data modules where I could model and transform my data to make it user-friendly, as well as connecting different data sources together. For even more advanced use, I could integrate a Jupyter notebook so that I could use data sets and visualizations from algorithms I created in Python. To reiterate, Cognos Analytics is a comprehensive collaboration tool. It allows people from all different roles to contribute to an analytic solution. Explorations allow users to seamlessly understand their data. Interactive dashboards utilize augmented intelligence and an intuitive design to display high-level information. And reports can provide details which can then be distributed or accessed by additional users. Data modules can connect different data sources together to be able to report from one model. And all of this content can be restricted by assigned groups, which includes existing Active Directories, and capabilities to view or create and administrate content can be restricted by roles. Best of all, Your Cognos environment can be accessed by any web browser, giving your company latitude to collaborate easily and access information readily. Thanks for watching the video. For more information, check out QueBIT.com/IBMCA. If you have any questions for me, feel free to reach out at mzil@QueBIT.com. Please also check out our new blog and video on Cognos Analytics integration with Jupyter Notebook and see how data science becomes part of the Cognos ecosystem.